How has your day been? How has your day been? Yeah, how has your day been? Good evening, yeah. Okay, before we have, let's have the intro.
Strap yourself in because we're set up, switched on, and ready to go.
Hello, welcome. I'm Dr. Olushola Ajide, your host on the Mentors Show, where we inspire you, help you reinvent yourself, and make a positive impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent.
Yep.
We mentor people across Africa. We bring you guests with inspiring life stories who are themselves transformation agents, making a positive change in their profession and nations. Subscribe to the African Coaching and Mentorship Initiative YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody. How are you doing today? How are you doing? How has your day been? It's been quite busy here, but we are still on it. I think we can still listen to my cover. No. That's not my song. No. When this play this kind of song you don't want is not the song I want to play. So tell me, how has your day been? It's September, and I was thinking about it that, wow, September, it's almost the end of the year. Even though I am not talking about goal setting today, but you just begin to look at it to say, okay, how has the year been going? How has it been going? What were your goals before at the beginning of the year? And where are you at now? Where are you at now in that goal? Tonight, like I told you, I'm not talking of goal setting tonight. Yeah, that's what we're going at tonight. We're looking at mapping Africa's natural resources. You know it. I'm Dr. Olushola Ajide, your host on the Mentor Show, where we inspire you, where we help you reinvent yourself, where we inspire you, help you reinvent yourself, and help you make a positive impact in your community, in your country, and on your continent. So whatever country, whatever continent you find yourself, on the Mentor Show, why we come in here every Tuesday, is to inspire you, is to help you reinvent yourself, become a better version of yourself, and also to make a positive impact because you are living to fulfill a purpose and to achieve a purpose. If you want to know more about discovering your purpose, go back to the post I did a session on Sunday, so go back to my 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 feed. On Sunday, I did a session on goal setting, 20-year plan. Go into that post, you will see quite an extensive 9 questions or thereabout you can ask yourself to be able to discover your purpose. But tonight, we're not looking at purpose. We are only looking at Africa, mapping Africa's natural resources. You remember starting this session, we many months ago, like you know how the structure of the mentor show is. On some days we have guests on the show. On the days we don't have guests on this mentor show, we do this thing we call mapping Africa's natural resources. In other words, we go country by country. We look at the opportunities in this country. We look at the challenges in this country. And we look at perhaps for you, with you taking appropriate advice and counsel from your business advisor and from your financial advisor, because it's not a financial program. You begin to look at opportunities in these countries that we are mentioning, in these countries we are looked at. And today we are looking at the 23rd nation. We have looked at Algeria, Angola, Benin Republic, Botswana, Burkina Faso, Burundi, Cameroon, Cape Verde, Central African Republic, Chad, Comoros, Congo, Côte d'Ivoire, Democratic Republic of the Congo, Djibouti, Egypt, Equatorial Guinea, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Gabon, Gambia, Ghana, and today we are the 23rd nation, Guinea. So we are on Guinea tonight, and we are looking at this particular interesting nation, Guinea. So we are on Guinea tonight, looking at the opportunities that Guinea holds and the challenges that Guinea holds. Those challenges, in actual fact, are opportunities for you and I, opportunities for those who are interested in looking in that direction. Because, like we know, the road to success or to financial abundance is paved with opportunities. So you recognizing, let me check and know that our Facebook folks are with us. Let me check and be sure that, just give me a minute, to be sure that those with us on Facebook are able to see us and be part of what you are doing today. Great, they are there. So hi to you guys on Facebook. Hi to you guys on Facebook. Hi, Dr. Faturoti. Good evening, sir. So, Fam Soso, good evening. Afro Portuguese, good evening. Welcome. It's the Mental Show. So that's what we are looking at tonight. That's what we are looking at tonight. We are looking at Guinea Republic. No, not Guinea Republic, Guinea. Afro-Portuguese. Are you actually Portuguese? You are from which country, Afro-Portuguese? Are you from Spain, Portugal, or any? So which country are you from originally? So which country are you from? Portugal. Which country are you originally from? It would be nice to know, isn't it? Okay, you live in the US, but your parents are from Portugal. Excellent. How do you say it in Portuguese? Excelento. Is it excelento? So that I go to school, you teach me some Portuguese. Oh, I got it well. So is it excelento? I just guessed. So it's not as if I know it before. I'm, I'm, I am often. I try to. I know your husband is Nigerian, of course. I know you're part of us in King's Choir. I know you follow Frank Edwards, Coach Frank Edwards. So I know you. I know you. And it's always great and well done the way you celebrate your husband. It's great. That's good. Well done. Well done. Well done. All right. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are looking at mapping Africa's natural resources. Africa has a lot of resources. And this session, I started this session some years ago, looking at anchoring on the angle of the fact that say Dalu Oshe, that's good. So anchoring on the fact that there's a need for each and every one of us to pivot to the next level. There's a need for you and I to pivot in our financial life. And one of the ways for us to pivot financially is to know of opportunities. And like I mentioned earlier, opportunities or successes or financial abundance, the road to that place is paved with opportunities which you need to look at. And so when we look at problems, in or challenges, let me call them challenges, that we see as we look at, as we estray these countries, we are saying they are opportunities for you and I to take advantage of. They are opportunities for you and I to take advantage of the challenges in this country. And like I keep saying, this is not a financial advising show or program. Whatever you get from here, it is for you to go ask your financial advisor to get appropriate financial guidance before you take the leap. And so we don't hold the responsibility of guiding you. That's not what, I'm not a specialist in that. So it's for you to go do your due diligence and guide and take that on. So tonight we're looking at Guinea Republic, and Guinea is located in the western West African part of West Africa, if you like. Yeah, Guinea is located in West Africa. Guinea is bordered so Guinea is bordered by some states around it. So Guinea is closer to the western part of Africa, close to the end. So we have some countries that border Guinea. We have Guinea-Bissau, to the west. We have Senegal to the north. We have Cote d'Ivoire and Sierra Leone. We have Cote d'Ivoire and Sierra Leone to the south. We have we have Mali to the northeast, and we have Liberia, Sierra Leone, Cote d'Ivoire to the south. And of course, we have Atlantic Ocean. So that is the geographical location. For those of you who don't know Guinea is in West Africa, and Guinea has these nations that surround it. So 3 nations to the bottom: Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Cote d'Ivoire, and 3 nations to the north: Mali, Senegal, and Guinea-Bissau, and of course the Atlantic Ocean bordering it to the west. That's what make up Guinea as a country. The main town, or what you call the capital of Guinea, is Conakry. Guinea Conakry. Conakry is a capital of this nation called Guinea. Yeah, so the capital is Conakry. So the key points, some of the, and don't forget that we're looking at mapping Africa's natural resources. So we're looking at what are the natural resources that Guinea I'm tempted to say Guinea Republic, not Guinea Republic, but Guinea as a nation, what are the natural resources that it holds? But before then, the flag of Guinea are 3 vertical bars of red, yellow, and green. Red, yellow, and green. Those are the vertical bars of the Guinea flag. And it was colonized by France, and it got its independence in 1958. Got its independence in 1958. So, and it has had a lot of political upheaval, if you like to do that word, ruled by politicians, Democrats, and of course, based on military coup that have taken the nation through some very challenging times. Yeah. So that's the country of Guinea Republic. Now, this, even though it's called French Guinea, because like I told you, it was colonized by France. 1958, it got its independence. So the population of this particular country is 13,951,306. So that's the population. And so if you want to look at it, that's in. And let me not make that comparison so you don't get a wrong gist. So 13 million people plus make the population of Guinea Republic. And when you look at that 13 million of Guinea Republic, hold on. The breakdown of Guinea Republic is we have the age group of male, female, of course. So from 0 to 14 years, we have about 5.5 million, which is about 44%. And we have from 15 to 64, we have about 6 million, which is about 52%. Now, this is a recurring decimal in all these nations we have looked at. They have a very young population. So you can actually argue that the population of the entire African continent, maybe 70% are less than the age of 15. So Africa, based on population, is still a young continent. We still have opportunities, and that's a strength in itself, that we have a young population, as opposed to the nations of the West that have aging population. Because here in the West, you have people living up to, it's good to have, technology and all the things to ensure to have increased life expectancy. Those are metrics of development. Those are metrics of development, that people are living longer, people are living healthier, and people have access to health, or access to the ambulance services. So it's a basic, sign of development in the West. However, flip that to Africa and the developing nations. We have very young population that we're still, and people still do. And the last part of that statistics is 65 years and above. They are about 3.54% of the country of Guinea. So when it comes to the aspect of the literacy rate, the literacy rate of Guinea is 39.6%. This is as 2018. So hopefully it has improved now. So though the literacy rate fluctuated substantially in the early years or recent years, it tended to increase through 96 to 2018, which now ends at 39.6. And now if you compare that to other nations, if you compare that, good evening, Top Blanc, I am Francis Clarava, Genitia. So if you compare that to other African nations, you will see, like for example, the best we've ever had is Cape Verde. The African nation has had the best. I think the next will come to become Ghana, that has the best when it comes to the issue of literacy rate. In other words, how many people in that country can, how many persons in that nation can read and write. So, in other words, 15 plus, adults who are 15 plus, that's what we are looking at. The literacy rate of adults who are 15 years plus, they are 39.6%. Good. Now let's go to this country, Guinea Republic. Sorry, apologies. I call it. I don't know why my mouth is just going to Republic, because Guinea is known as just Guinea, or like some would say French Guinea. So good evening, Mr. Steven. Mr. Steven has been our guest on the Mentor Show. Tonight we are looking at mapping Africa's natural resources, and we are looking at the country Guinea. We have not yet gotten to Kenya in our. In fact, we'll be getting to analyze Kenya, Mr. Stephen, if you care to know, in 2 other episodes. So hopefully one of these days you will come and stumble on us when we are analyzing the country Kenya, looking at the natural resources, looking at the opportunities, looking at the strengths, and looking at the challenges. And the point about the challenges is that you were born to solve the problem. Each one on this call tonight, or you that are watching back this episode, you were born to solve a problem. And that is what we keep emphasizing on this kind of a show, on this kind of a day, when we're looking at the mapping Africa's natural resources. You are part of the natural resources, and your responsibility and mine is to decipher what problem there is and prefer solution to them. Prefer solution. Because you were born for that purpose. I tell people, when you don't understand your purpose, like somebody said, abuse is inevitable, isn't it? You can abuse yourself, abuse your body, abuse resources, abuse everything given to you when you don't recognize the purpose why you exist, the purpose why you have those resources, the purpose why those resources were poured into your lap, if you like to use that terminology. So we'll be looking at Kenya in 2 other, today is the 23rd nation. We are considering looking at Guinea as a nation. So in this particular country of Guinea, Muslims represent 85% when it comes to the aspect of religion. Muslims represent 85%, while the other religion, share or they share the remaining figure. So when it comes to, we've looked at the population. When it comes to the aspect of life expectancy, I mentioned earlier about the developing world, that life expectancy in this part of the world is quite very high. I think it was about 2 or 3 weeks ago when America's life expectancy reduced from 76 years, and the life expectancy in Guinea Republic is 61.60 years. These are the 2019. So it means in Guinea, you expect an adult to grow old to the age of 61 and 60, and this dies off. As opposed to in the West, where life expectancy could go up to as high as 85, 86, 87, or that you can go up to that age before you die. And it's having its own economic tools, isn't it? Economic challenges, where you have a massive, advanced, matured population. You will not have, like we've seen, Africa has young, vibrant population. In the West, they don't have those young, vibrant population to be able to push them into those industries where help is needed. For migrants, for migrants, they seem to have a can-do spirit of knowing that they just must survive. They just must do things that would help them to survive. They don't want to do anything more but ensure that they do survive. All right. So, since I mentioned life expectancy, health issues in Guinea, health is one of the industries that have opportunity on the continent of Africa. On the continent, there's a challenge. There's a challenge that keeps having this. So the Human Rights Measurement Initiative finds that Guinea is fulfilling 58.6% of what it should be fulfilling. You see, 58.6% of having a huge amount based on the national income that they make. Based on the national income. Apologies, I am feeling so in Guinea, Guinea have achieved 76% of what is expected based on current income. So, but they fall into a very bad category when evaluating the right to reproductive health, because the nation is fulfilling only 17% of what the nation is expected to achieve based on resources, income that is available. And you know what that is. If a nation is not achieving anything in its in the number of children, in the number of children which is supposed to have or produce, you already know that the future workforce is already jeopardized, isn't it? Yeah. So Guinea has been reorganizing its health system since the Bamako Initiative of 1987, whereby following community projects and community models to ensure that health, trickles down to every part of the country. So some of the challenges in the country includes life expectancy 59.60. Some of the challenges include Ebola, HIV/AIDS, coronavirus, malaria, malnutrition, maternal and child health care. So you could see that Guinea is a land of opportunities, like I will see from other sessions we've had. Guinea is a land of opportunities. Yeah. So that's the health infrastructure. I think I can stop this sharing now. Good. Geoff, how are you? It's been a long time, isn't it? Geoff, it's been a long time. So, for this country, Guinea, more than 24 indigenous languages are spoken, and the largest are the Susu, the Pula, the Maninka, which dominates in the maritime Guinea, Futajalon and Upper Guinea, while Guinea Forestry is a strongly diverse, in other words, a diverse nation. This particular the country was at the core of the 2014 Ebola outbreak. So Guinea was at the forefront of the Ebola outbreak in 2014. I've told you they were colonized by the French. All right. So let's look at quickly, we've looked at the health sector. So there are opportunities of health challenges in this nation, because we look at there's a challenge of HIV, like I mentioned, all the health I mentioned earlier. Medicine are required to treat. And I am Nemi official. Nemi, how are you? Good evening. We are looking at mapping Africa's natural resources. Guinea. I keep saying Guinea Republic. It's actually Guinea. So how are you doing? How's Rose doing and your children? Good. So when we look at we've seen the challenges in this particular nation. So let's look at the education. Well, already I mentioned earlier about the literacy rate. The literacy rate in Guinea Republic was good. Oh, great. Well done. And well done for those programs you're doing. You are doing great. Well done. All right. So when we talk about the literacy, like I told you earlier, the total literacy rate for this population is 39.6% of and about 54% of the nation can speak as good, can read and communicate and understand, while 27% female can read, and write. So those are, I've mentioned before to you some of the major infectious diseases, which is very high, food or waterborne disease. Now, why I'm mentioning this, it's not that we're just mentioning them, it's that you need to discover why you are born. Some of people it's not that you are just discovered to go and preach. You're not only discovered to go and preach, you are to discover why you are born. Some people are born to, like Fleming discovered penicillin. We need people to discover why they were born. Maybe they are born to solve this food and waterborne disease, bacteria and protozoa, diarrhea, hepatitis A, typhoid fever, that Benin Republic, that Guinea is facing. Why were you born? The course you did in school, it could be a pointer to why you were born. Maybe you did medical lab sciences, for example. You are supposed to use your knowledge to be able to help solve these health problems in Guinea Republic. And if, I keep saying Guinea Republic. Why am I doing this? It's Guinea, not Guinea Republic. And if you say you're not born in Guinea Republic, you are born in a country, and there are problems in that country where you are born. It's for you to identify what are the problems in that country and see what you are born to begin to do, begin to find a way of solving and fixing that problem. And for those of us, and I'm speaking to you now, if you are still here, for those of us who are even preachers, it's good. I believe you're not only born to preach, you're not only born to preach the word of faith. No, I believe there are other things you could also born to do. We've had people, we've had Martin Luther King, who was a preacher, a fiery preacher, and due to the work of advocacy, brought about a transformation in a nation. We need to discover why we're born. We need to recognize it and begin to do something about it. For me as a person, and for us at the Africa Coaching and Mentorship Initiative, we're born to solve and tackle this challenge of ignorance. And so education is key. And that is the reason why we keep showing up here. Either we do this mapping Africa's natural resources, or we bring you guests to show to you through the life of our guests that you are born to solve a problem, and you are born to make a statement. You are born to fulfill a purpose, as our guests are doing, and as we come to tell you, show you on these days when we're looking at mapping Africa's natural resources, to begin to look, x-ray and itemize those challenges, as it were, and see, and to see where you can plug in. Are you born to solve health problem? Are you born to solve education problem? Imagine the population of this nation is about 44% young people under 15. They need to be schooled. They need to go to school. So are you born to educate, to start schools, to begin to learn, to find a way of helping these people? If you say, okay, I cannot do anything. Yes, you can do something. But you need to begin to find why you were born. You need to know the problem you are born to solve. And you begin to know how to begin to walk towards solving those problems. You see, that is why we come here every Tuesday, to ensure you, awaken you, help you discover why you are born, and begin to make that impact. To begin to make that impact. To begin to make that impact. That impact, which is important. Vector-borne diseases, malaria, dengue fever, yellow fever, water contact diseases, schistosomiasis, animal contact diseases, rabies, aerosolized dust and soil contact diseases, Lassa fever. So you can see opportunities are there. This, like it is said that in the Chinese vocabulary, like somebody said, I don't know how to read the Mandarin, says that they don't have any vocabulary for problems. They call them opportunities. So, like somebody said, champions are not born in the annals of not having challenges. A champion would have conquered challenges. So, opportunities, what we are presenting to you are opportunities. And I'm sorry, even though I told you that this is mapping Africa's natural resources, I should have started initially first about looking at the natural resources, but not to worry. Not to worry, we are getting there. We are getting there. So we've looked at the health challenge in Guinea, and say that you need to find out why you were born. Talk by Shoile, why were you born? What problem were you born to solve? What problem were you born to solve? And you need to begin to find out the problem you're born to solve, and begin to step to the plate and begin to find a way to fulfill that. It's very important. So, you know that the number of youths aged 15 to 24 who have no formal education totals 49%. Can you imagine? The number of people in Guinea Republic who are between the age of 15 to 24 who have no formal education, they're about 49%. So, can you see? God will not come down from heaven to solve all these problems. And that's why you and I must discover why we were born and begin to find a way of solving these problems. We need people to create apps to help educate the young population on the continent of Africa. We need people to create various learning opportunities. Like I was talking to somebody today, the young people of this age now, they are very knowledgeable when it comes to, I'm talking about in the West, I don't know about in Africa, when it comes to using the phone and deciding and decoding what the phone can do. So there's a challenge of education in Guinea, and it must be solved. So if you are on this show and you are from Guinea Republic, you must be solved. If you are not from Guinea Republic, wherever nation you are from, these same problems are in your neighborhood, are in your community, are in your state or your country. And so you can do something about it. I remember while in my country, Nigeria, where I come from, while I was doing my national youth, so what we call national youth service, national youth service. I did my national youth service in Anambra State, in the eastern part of the country, and I remember there I founded a community group, and what do we call it? That they call them one name. Is it community group? Yeah, I founded what I call SSS, State Success Squad, SSS. When I was in Anambra State doing my NYC, I founded SSS, State Success Squad. And what do? We're concerned about the educational issues in Anambra State. And so we hold seminars, we hold talks in schools, and also to the extent of carrying megaphone and going to the market, canvassing and telling the parents they should allow their children to go to school instead of, because in Anambra State they are very entrepreneurial. So while we are in school, the young men are thinking about going to the market to go and sell, while it's only the ladies, the young girls, that go through education. And I would say that is not good. And in some cases, some girls are not even allowed to go to school. If the parents are poor, they can give the girl out, as a means of a financial success for the parents. And so we're canvassing for education. So you can see, this my concern about education and passion about education is not today. That was many years ago. I think that was a year 1999, 2000. Yeah, 1999, 2000. More than 20 years ago now. So, you were born to solve a problem. Find the problem you were born to solve. So with that, we've looked at health, we've looked at education. Let's now go to the aspect of energy, oil and natural resources, if you like to use that word, the natural resources in this country. So the sector of the mining, for example, in the mining. Let me look at. Hold on. Let me get. So, of course, there's an aspect of oil and gas, mining materials that are common in this nation. So, Guinea has an abundance of course, part of it, natural resources. They have major rivers, exceptional biodiversity. They have the third of the world's bauxite reserves. Wow. They have significant gold, diamond, and oil resources. So Guinea has that. So the question, like you will see from other nations we've looked at, is, despite this rich endowment, Guinea's per capita gross domestic product is just a paltry $926, which is lower than the region's average of 1,600. Can you see? So despite having this money, these opportunities based on these natural resources, the challenge. Mining is the main driver for the economic growth and contributes 35% to the GDP. So you see, and that's why, like we say, bauxite is a major I think they have iron ore also, gold, diamond mining, key markets. I remember, I think that should be Congo, gold, blood diamond. You remember? I don't know if you've watched that film, Blood Diamond. Blood diamond. So Guinea has commercially viable quantities of graphite, manganese, nickel, and just over 3.3 billion of bauxite, and 1.2 billion of gold. Large amount of high quality iron ore remain unexploited due to the logistical difficulty of transporting one or ore to the ports of the country. They have 2 new iron ore products at Simandu and Mount Nimba, which are likely to begin export within the next 5 years. So the point we're saying is that Guinea has natural resources, but like every other African nation, there's no benefit, as it were, to the nation from the possession of these natural resources. And that is the point in which we also need people who will be conscientious, sincere, honest politicians to be able to ensure that these things are mined and the resources are used for the benefit of the development of that nation. Across all these nations we've looked up to today, I think the best example out of them is Botswana, where we, at least from what we read, some of the things I'm aware of, empowerment of the shares and the measurement, the rate of return, so to speak, to the nation is a little bit commensurate, and not that the oil companies or the mining companies are ripping off. No, so Botswana was still a better. So the resources of the nation should be used for the nation, for the development of the people of the nation, should be used to provide health services, should be used to provide education. 49% of people in Guinea Republic among the age of 15 to 24 are illiterate, so to speak. They cannot read and write. And that shouldn't be where there is resources, natural resources, that could be used to sponsor their education. Another thing, if you flip on it again, is that it means there's opportunity for investment in these natural resources in this country. And that's why we're looking about this issue, that they are... How are you doing, Mukhtar? It's been a long while. How are you doing? Tonight, Mukhtar, we are looking at Guinea Republic and looking at the natural resources that Guinea Republic has. I know Mukhtar joined us the first time. Mukhtar, we were looking at, which nation were we looking at? That I think that was the third nation. Today we are in the 23rd. We're looking at Guinea. Mukhtar, I think the first time we discussed was when we were looking at Benin Republic. If you remember, I think Benin Republic was one of the worst nations in which they sell their children for $15 because of poverty. It's a sad situation. But the point, like I keep saying, Mukhtar, is that young people like yourself are the solution. And you need to find Fountain Big and Mukhtar and all of you here tonight, you need to find why were you born? What problem were you born to solve? And Mukhtar, we discussed about some people in Abuja. Yeah, you remember it was Benin Republic we discussed, yeah. So there are things, I don't know what you are still doing about those people in your neighborhood in Abuja, Mukhtar. We cannot allow these young people to be wasting away. You must do something. And that's why we keep coming here every day to talk about these nations, to talk about these issues, the peculiar challenges, and to say you were born to solve a problem, discover the problem and begin to do something. And with the example I was given now of myself while I served in Anambra State in 1999 stroke 2000, going to the market, using megaphone, talking to women, talking to people to allow their children to go to school. The issue of education is extremely, extremely important. We need young people to code. We need young people to write books. We need young people to teach. We need young people to come with ideas of how to teach this young. Africa has the youngest population, more than 50. I'm just being average. More than 50% of the continent of Africa are under the age of 15. To be conservative. And they must go to school. And God will not come down from heaven to teach them. It is you and I who are already here that have been sent to ensure these people are catered for. So that's it. Guinea has bauxite, gold, iron, graphite, diamond, alumina, limestone. You see, they have quite a lot of raw materials that could transform those nations. And don't forget, even here in the West, these Western nations across the world, they don't have the amount of the quantum of natural resources that these nations in Africa have or possess. And that is why we are asking, why are things going the way they are going? Because we need people who are conscientious. We need people who are sincere. We need even, like I said earlier, we need even people, young people who will go into politics not because of the money they're going to get, but because of the transformational change they want to bring in that sphere. They don't want them to go there and begin to buy houses and begin to collect kickbacks. When I did my research, I'm not ashamed to say this, well, it's based on research, it's documented. In my research findings, I found that particularly in Nigeria, and I had an opportunity on Twitter Space to speak to one of the senators of recent, and I told him, I said, see, Nigeria cannot develop, Mukhtar, if you are still hearing me, Nigeria cannot develop if we continue with what we have right now. The people that are hindering the development in the country are the people, that the elite, the senators, the people of the House of Rep and House of Assembly, the National House of Assembly. Why? Because some projects that are supposed to be executed to bring development in some local areas, some of those projects are defunded based on, because it is the senators and the people in the House that will provide budget. They defund those projects because they don't have any kickback, so to speak, that could come from it, and they put money in their own projects, their own pet projects that will, pecuniary motives. So all our politicians are not sincere, and they're not going into the politics because of what the change they want to make. They are going into politics because of the amount of cars they want to ride. How can it be that in a state and in a nation in which people, the lecturers, universities in Nigeria have been on strike for the almost 9 months, getting close, maybe 10 months or thereabout, and in that same country, some states and some people are buying new cars and buying new cars and buying new cars, bulletproof cars, to give as gifts to maybe some people in the high places. Can you see? We have a very warped priority as a nation. Not play. Now, tell me, how would a person that went to school, went to university in Nigeria, public universities in Nigeria, and for 10 months out of 4 years did not go to the class, how would they perform in this current global climate? Do you know that students in any country of the world now are competing globally, competing with people across the world? How would they perform? Well, that's the challenge. But you could see from me now when it comes to education, I'm very passionate because that is my own sector and my own area. Yeah. So it's quite a challenge. It's a challenge to have this kind of problems going on and in our continent, and we need young people. And if you are on this call tonight, or you are watching a replay of it, or you are from Guinea, or from any other nation, look out for the problems in your nation and see how you can solve it. We've looked at tonight the aspect of education, problems in education, problems in the health sector, problems even in the natural resources. We have not looked at problems in literacy. If we look at the agriculture sector, yes, we know that, like we mentioned, Guinea has still goes through subsistence agriculture in Guinea Republic. So not, I don't know why I keep saying Guinea Republic. I'm sorry. Apologies for all the Guineans if you are watching this tonight, today, or anytime you're watching it. So subsistence agriculture, the agricultural sector needs to be mechanized. We need people to develop ways. With this iron ore, we can produce mechanized farming. We can produce tractors. We can produce things that could be used that will help mechanize our. But we need young people who will be inventors, who will be people who are going to be, in things bringing about positive change. People like Elon Musk, for example. We have our own in Nigeria. The young man that came on the mentor show, in Jos, who produced a car, manufactured a tractor, and assembled and producing agriculture. We need more young people who are passionate to bring about a change on the continent of Africa. We need them. And you must find why you were born. You must discover the purpose and the problem you were born to solve, either in agriculture, either in education, either in the health sector, or either even in politics. Like I've mentioned, giving an example tonight of the Senate being the challenge in the politics of Nigeria. Either in the natural oil and natural resources, we need young people who will discover why they were born and go in there and do things based on, not because they want to buy houses in London, buy houses in New York, buy houses in other parts of the world, but because they want change. They want change. They want development. They want their country to be developed. They want young people. Could you imagine that even in Nigeria, some people are dying because they don't have just 15 naira or 20 naira to purchase medication? Whereas there should be health, free health. Free health. I remember while I had the privilege of being in Malaysia, I used the health service. It is accessible. Free health. Health is available for everybody. Well, I think I should stop on this note because I know I'm passionate now. The thing is getting to me now to say that if you're on this call tonight or you're watching a replay of it, you need to have a think and discover why you were born. You need to begin to think of what problem you were born to solve, and you need to get to it. Begin to do something about it. Begin to do something about it. Start with your neighborhood. Start with your neighborhood. There are young people around you that needs to be mentored. There are young people around your neighborhood. Young people. Young Abdul Karim Yusuf, welcome. There are young people around your neighborhood that need to be mentored. Young people that you can give guidance to. Like you mentioned, Mukhtar, people to take them away from drugs, from codeine, from all those things. They are looking for something. They need role models. They need people that they can look up to. Not, and I'm not talking about social media influencers. No, because some of the social media influencers are even part of the problem. You see, they see them, they've labored, they've gotten their own jeeps or their own money or whatever, and they see them, and what they only see from them is how they can also blow, how they can also make money. And this across the nation continent, not only in Nigeria. So you need to promise me tonight, promise me tonight that between now and the end of this week, in your neighborhood, you will find a young boy, a young boy, and I want it to be boy to boy, not boy to girl, and I don't want any negative stories of taking advantage or anything happening or seduction. No, no, make it, look for a young boy. If you're a boy, if you're a man, look for a young boy to mentor. If you're a girl, a lady, look for a young lady to also mentor. And I think on that note, I'm done for tonight. That's all done with Guinea. The next nation, if we have another opportunity, another time, we'll be looking at Guinea-Bissau. So thank you very much, everyone who has been on the show with me tonight. For my ranting, we are looking at mapping Africa's natural resources, and we've looked at the nation of Guinea, the 23rd nation that we are considering in this discourse. So that's me done. Thank you so much. Thank you. So thank you, Mukhtar. We'll see you again on. And Mukhtar, I think you need to come on the Mentor Show. You need to come on the Mentor Show. You need to come on the Mentor Show because you are a young person serving in the police, and you are doing doing a good work. So we need to find a date of bringing you to inspire, and particularly the day you're going to come on the Mentor Show, it is your full regalia. Excellent Quinta, are you following me yet? You're welcome. Tell us where you are joining. Where are you joining us from? Excellent Quinta. 1. Excellent Quinta. 1. So Mukhtar, the day you're going to come on the Mentor Show, the flyer, I want it to be that you are in your full regalia. You are in your full military wear. Oh, from Belgium. Oh, good. Good. So go follow me. Follow me so that when we bring content, and Quinta, I think you can go check out what I posted on Sunday. Goal setting, 20 years plan. How to make a 20 years plan. How to make a 20 years plan. Go to my post. Welcome, Rayclin. Just finishing. Go to my on Sunday. I posted a live session, 20-year goal setting, 20-year plan. How to set a 20-year plan for your life, so that by 2043, excellent Quinta, what kind of a person do you want to be? What kind of things do you want to have? What kind of education or occupation do you want to be? So let me not repeat that. Just go watch that. Thank you very much, everybody who has been with us tonight. See you again on Tuesday, God willing. Bye.